Okay, well, anyway, now we're gonna move on to some good old fashioned cringe. And you covered this in a stream, Danny. So sorry to subject you to this again.
It's fine. I love it.
Or you're welcome if it's good. All right, so immediately we get one of my favorite guys who you'll see, but he's come up in a few streams I've done. One with RC, who, by the way, I really need an apology corner drop because I need to apologize to him. He left a comment on my video about the Job thing, and I responded real dismissively because I didn't realize it was he who responded. But shout out to RC. We had a good time making fun of this guy in particular. He's kind of this. I think of him as the Sleepy Time Tea Bear, just in terms of his posture, face, voice, and general demeanor.
I was gonna say, from a certain angle, this looks like Keegan Michael Key.
Honestly,
like a skit on the right there. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Oh wait, no, that's not him. I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly. All right, so the context of this is a little confusing if you don't know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's like so a circuit overseer is sort of the regional manager for Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, each congregation has elders, but they all answer to the circuit overseer, and the circuit overseer corresponds with the branch. And so this is like training on how circuit overseers can comfort people who were basically assigned out of Bethel. They were longtime Bethelites. They served at the world headquarters, lived there full time in the compound, and then, because of whatever arbitrary reason, were assigned back to the real world. And so that's what we're going to see here.
I'm disconnected.
Thank you for letting me stop by you.
When did bow ties become allowed?
Wow.
I think bow ties have always been allowed, but it's just like for quirky Jehovah's Witnesses.
Maybe
you know?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Like, where I grew up, bow ties were not allowed. But maybe that's like kind of like a regional thing.
I think it is a regional thing. I think it depended on who your circuit overseer was, because some were like, bow ties are gay. You're not allowed to have a gay bow tie.
Like, bow ties are goofy. Yeah.
But I think
I've always found them very goofy.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
I think that they're goofy, yeah. If anything, they're not gay enough for my taste.
Might have just been like a regional thing. I'm sorry. Let's go.
I think so too. No, I think that you're right, that they're trying to signal, like, guys, bow ties are okay. You have so many fashion options.
Yeah.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
What's next? Right, suspenders?
Oh my God, suspenders. a collar where the collar is a different color than the rest of the shirt. This guy is rebellious. All right, now for real, we're gonna watch.
All right.
Thank you for letting me stop by. Your place is beautiful.
Thanks, Brother Smith. Thank you. I'm glad you stopped by.
So part of the training is compliment the person's house, no matter what it looks like, even if it just looks like a kind of a creepy classroom.
Yeah, we didn't even see, like, that's not the house. Like, he stopped by the house earlier, and he's like, your house is beautiful. Like, they're back at the kingdom.
Beautiful.
But is this a reenactment of an
it's
interaction
like
in the ministry? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
this is a
sort of in the
circuit
ministry
overseer training video.
It's like a shepherding call. So this is a circuit overseer meeting with a couple who were in Bethel and now are not. They're now, working in the salt mines of Satan's world.
We enjoy having visitors.
Thank you for coming by.
It looks like you're adjusting well to life after Bethel.
Well, it's been what, 4 months now? I'd say we're still adjusting, Brother Smith.
That's understandable, Garland. It's going to take time to adjust because you were at Bethel for quite some
years. Guy.
How many years were you?
Some years. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind about all this is that this is a training video that Bethel made. So these are just Bethelites pretending to be sad ex-Bethelites.
Yes.
It's very odd, but that's kind of a meta aspect. I guess I'll get into the main meat of this.
There.
I wonder if any
We were
of them
there
are in the
23
back.
years.
I wonder if any of them in the back of their mind are like, this mimight be my future. I gotta really pay attention.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yup.
This might happen to me.
If I don't do this well, if I don't nail this performance.
I know. Like, wow. Imagine if this was us. LOL. Couldn't be me.
It was home. It was our home. We were just saying the other day, it had become the home of our hearts. We love Bethel, and we really, really miss it.
I'm sure you had a good and satisfying life there. All of those years.
I think he's reading a note on his tablet that says, "Put hand on wife's shoulder."
Is that the script in front of you, brother so-and-so?
It probably is. This is the home of our hearts. This is a weird thing about Jehovah's Witnesses, how they're like, the heart is treacherous, but also everyone has the language of their heart and the home of their heart. And that's good, actually. I don't get that.
But life outside of Bethel can also be enjoyable.
How does he know this? How does he know that? He's a Bethelite.
But it does take a little time to feel settled in. As with any other major change in life, you're both so pleasant and kind, and you'll find that that's going to help you to adjust to your new circumstance.
I have a question. If so this is like a training video, but what if the people aren't that kind and nice? What do you say then? What if they're doing a bad job?
Yeah. They always
And their
have
house
that's a
isn't
trick question.
beautiful.
Jehovah's Witnesses always have to be kind and nice. Otherwise, they they get kicked out. Like it's called toxic positivity. And toxic positivity always needs to be praised in this cult, of course.
Yeah, I do like how the generic compliments are built in.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. We appreciate that, Brother Smith. But honestly, to tell you the truth, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle.
He keeps looking at his notes.
The pacing is so
I
bad.
say that because we miss Bethel.
Pacing
We
of
miss
this
the
video is so
routine.
bad.
And then out here, all of the expenses. One after the next. We had the phone.
That was frustrating. He's like,
The phone.
one after the next. One.
The phone is like the smallest bill you have.
The other one.
Electricity, that's the one you bring up. That's the big bill.
That's
I
a really
think
big
rent.
one.
Rent is the
Rent,
biggest
yeah,
bill.
sorry.
Like, that's the main one.
I was completely unrealistic with mortgage. It's rent. Like
First of all, the water bill.
Not mortgage.
not
They're
mortgage.
they're
I'm so
be paying
sorry. That's me being in the real world here for a moment. I brought that in the JW world. I'm so sorry.
No ex-Bethelites are about to have a mortgage anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, electric. All of these insurances.
All those
and
insurances.
taxes, rent, and the car.
Taxation is theft, bro.
And not to mention the cost of food.
That'd be funny if he just became like a hardcore libertarian after leaving.
It's so funny.
It's been overwhelming.
It's so funny because all the things he just listed is exactly why they were kicked out of Bethel, because it's too expensive to house people
Yes!
like that. Like, get out of here. We can't afford you.
That's a great point. The reason why they will have like fallow periods of Bethel and like cut back is because while they don't necessarily have like insurance for everybody there, like they have some kind of in-house healthcare, and they have like a certain amount of people that they have to take care of and provide meals for and services, and that costs something on Watchtower's behalf. They're never going to like downgrade the governing body members' living arrangements or anything.
No,
so they're
exactly.
going to cut
Can't do
you
that.
out of there.
That's actually a good question. I wonder if anybody has any insights on how my older brother, he went to Bethel long time ago, like 30 years ago. And like I think a couple months after he got there, he had an appendicitis and he had to have his appendix removed. And as far as I know, the organization covered the cost. I wonder what kind of system they have in place. They must have some type of insurance program that everyone's just kind of opted into.
I would be so interested in that. I know that like I'm pretty sure that the circuit overseers are like Medicaid. Like I think that they're enrolled in Medicaid or something through the organization. But yeah, if you know anything about that, definitely send me an email because that would be super interesting to find out.
To say the least.
And the expenses, I would say, just really tell half the story. We really miss Bethel. But we love the brothers and sisters here. We really do, spending time with them. But we miss serving at Bethel. I mean, why did we have to be reassigned? Why us? We worked so hard all those years. I mean, I know why they made the change.
Well, you see, sister
but it
so and
still
so. Our
hurts.
accountants got together and did the math, and you're having an adverse effect on our bottom line. So we had to let you go. That's
Your position
why.
has been made redundant. You see,
We replace you with ChatGPT.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, for real. Like, it turns out we don't actually need people to write these articles anymore because they don't really
Ever.
sound like they were written by people to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh
One
my God.
Bethel made her Watchtower ChatGPT that just makes that shit, and then we fired all of the writing department and the guy who made the ChatGPT because we don't need that guy anymore.
We don't need him anymore. Yeah, we got it now. Yeah, exactly.
And you're married, so you're two people, and so firing you is like a no-brainer for us.
Yeah, and hey, they're both hitting. I mean, they're entering their 50s here. Like those medical bills will start coming in. Cancer,
they're not spring chickens.
A gout. I don't know what old people deal with. I'm not old yet. But like it's medical bills are coming. Got to get them out of there before they get too old. Yeah, can't take care of them.
That's a great point. Like, you can now join Bethel at age 18, right? Wasn't that one of the big new announcements?
Yes.
They're like, you don't have to be 19 anymore. You can be barely legal. And that's great. But as soon as the health problems kick in, you get to enter the workforce at age 57 and figure that shit out for yourself.
Yep.
We just honestly thought we would be able to stay there to the end of this system.
His
What you're going
iconic
through
sleepy
is
time
normal.
phase.
When life takes an unexpected turn, it
Danny
can cause a lot of anxiety and emotional stress.
Oh,
And
good point.
accepting change is not always easy. So we have to give ourselves time to adjust. There's an account in the scriptures that I think you'll find encouraging. Do you mind if we read it together?
Well, the scriptures pay my
It's
bills.
found in Psalm 131. And Garland, would you please read verses 1 through 3?
Is this scripture about how the cost of living has outpaced inflation and we can't afford anything even on two incomes? Is it about that? This
I love that
psalm?
even the video gave up at that point. They were like, nah, I'm not even.
Yeah.
They're like, and you get it. He reads the scripture and they're happy. We don't even need to go through that part.
Yeah, of
Good
course, because
God.
if they read you a scripture, you need to be happy. And if you're not happy because they read you a scripture, that is because you're not spiritual enough. And that is your problem right there.
God, that sucks. Yeah. This is another thing they did in the elder training videos where it's like they get to the part where the encouragement happens and they glance over it. They do a musical montage where you don't hear any of it. And it's like they don't
Because
only
it
know how to
doesn't
do
matter.
the fake shit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the guy's there not to help them. Like the guy could just make a phone call to Beth. Like he knows probably even the people who decided to kick them out. They could just call them. He can just be like, hey, guys, like these guys are having a very tough time outside of Bethel. Can we just like bring them in? But no. The issue is that they are not happy. So you just need to read them some Bible verses and then hope for the best because, fuck them. Life's just hard sometimes. Nothing you can do. Even though this is literally caused by the Jehovah's Witness religion, like by the cult and by their decisions of putting the cult in front of their own priorities and their own needs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, great point by the falling tower. They also likely just found out that they don't have any Social Security built up.
Yep.
Now they're screwed for any retirement. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No. Retirements?
And if they're lifelong Bethelites, they might be like, what's Social Security? Oh, I should have been paying into this so that I'm not destitute when I'm old?
Oh, did I need to have income this whole time so that I could pay into Social Security? Like, oh, my God. It's just... And the governing body will go on camera and be like, how dare people say that we are removed from the concerns of rank and file human beings? We know what's going on. We're tuned in. Like, no! They thought that they made a good training video. They're like, here's how to do a really good job encouraging people who were kicked out of a cult compound. Boo. Awful. Sucks.
Yeah, they literally say how Satan's system of things will chew you up and spit you out. But this is literally a circuit overseer training video on how to deal with the people that your religion has chewed out and spit out. Like that's literally what this they make training about this. Like it's not just what happens. They literally have to do it they have to include it in the training for the circuit overseer because it's so frequent.
Yeah.
They've been skinned and tossed about like sheep without a shepherd.
Yes.
As far as I know, there's no severance package whenever you're kicked out of Bethel, right? Because I know when you're at Bethel, room and board's taken care of. You have a weekly stipend of money. But yeah, like once you're out, they don't continue that stipend for so many weeks to help you get back on your feet. You're just kicked out. It's like kicking a person over overboard on a boat with no life preserver.
Yeah,
Like,
like if
don't
Raymond
use
Friends
or
got like
not.
a quarter and a pat on his back, like I
Yeah.
don't think that they're giving severance to Bethelites that they kicked
Yeah,
out.
yeah. But you can imagine people on a boat, and you're constantly telling people on the boat, "Hey, don't go out in that water, you'll drown." And then all of a sudden, you kick them overboard with no life preserver, and you never taught them how to swim.
Yeah.
And then you look down, and you go, "See, you're drowning."
Yeah.
It's crazy how they don't do this. Like, because you're really just a cog in the machine.
Yeah,
You're used,
exactly.
You're used up, and then you are replaced when you become inconvenient. Like these folks here, they're probably 50s. They're going to get older. Those medical bills, they're going to be less effective at their jobs. They're going to need more time and rest, and their medical price, the medical cost is going to go up for these folks. So yeah, just replace them. Get some 20-something in there to do their job, or get ChatGPT in there to replace them.
Yes.
And yeah, but then they're kicked out with and honestly too, like usually like in the corporate world, whenever there's gonna be like layoffs or downsizing, you hear about it, weeks in advance, or in some cases it happens immediately, all of a sudden you're out of a job. But you at least have severance packages, you at least have unemployment, you at least have certain things that are like it's like a social safety net for you to fall on and get back up on your feet. But these folks are just kicked out, money's immediately cut off, they have no life skills, they have nothing saved up for retirement, nothing on their resume, they probably don't even know how to use modern tools to go find a new job. And and then it's just expected that whatever congregation they're kicked to will just simply pick up the burden of these two new people. And what if that congregation is also destitute? What if that congregation doesn't want to help these people, make it their problems of their own? Like, so many unknowns. And reading a scripture is not going to help that. Yeah,
exactly.
That just made me think of something, actually. So Durante Lamar, who was, do you know who that is, Eric? He was on the line once with Matt Dillahunty like a month or so ago, and he's an atheist. He's like an ex-pastor. He's got a channel. It's really good. But apparently he's doing this thing where he helps like pastors who are leaving, become atheists. They don't believe anymore.
The Clergy Project, I think it's called.
Yeah. Like help them turn what they did as pastors and church leaders into like a job resume. Because it's not like they don't have a lot of experience, but they don't necessarily have the tools to turn that into a job. Now, as Ron Poma pointed out, and I didn't realize this until I just started scrolling through, Dave King, the user who has been leaking these videos, apparently has really been coming after him and like copyright struck his channels. If you look through, all this stuff has been removed. Sorry, this poster was removed by Reddit's legal operations team. So
good thing we obviously like platform it, like not we, like just all the three of us. Like it feels like everyone who's doing like YouTube videos like immediately jumps on the bandwagon and he's like, leaked video, because we all know that like we need to do that before it gets deleted.
Mm-hmm. Make a copy.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because they do get deleted.
And by the way, if anyone is wondering, like, how can I watch these videos? They got deleted or whatever. You can just go to avoidjw.org. They have a section on deleted videos, and that is usually where I can find the videos. I don't do anything for avoidjw.org or anything. They don't pay me. Like it's completely independent. But that is just like the best resource that I've ever found, like for these kinds of videos, because like these are the juicy videos. Those are the videos you want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Totally recommend going to avoidjw.org.